Hi, I'm John, and this is a part 2 of the series Moving to Punta Cana. I will leave the first video link in the description. And in this video, I will go through all the legal process you have to go through in order for you to obtain your residency permit. If this is your first time in the channel, you're probably wondering, why am I listening to this guy? Why should I hear what he has to say? Well, I'm not Dominican, I'm from Venezuela, and I have been living in the Dominican Republic for 10 years, for over 10 years, and I have a residency permit, and next year I'm applying for a permanent residency, so I know a thing or two about it. I didn't hire a lawyer, so I did all the process myself. So without further ado, let's go and check that process right now. Número uno, or number one. I went to the Dominican Republic and I loved it. I want to move there, so I will buy a flight, pack my things, and go to the Dominican Republic and stay. This works for almost everybody. If you're from the US or Canada or Europe or in the United Kingdom, then you're good to go in terms of you can enter to the country. You only buy the tourist card. It's usually charged in your ticket, and that card is valid for 30 days. If you overstay that visa, then nothing happens. Just that the next time you have to leave the country, you have to pay a penalty. And I will leave a link in the description with all the amounts you have to pay depending on the amount of days you overstay your visa. Now, this is very easy, but I will not recommend it. For example, if you want to try it to see if you like it, if you really want to move here, go ahead and do it. But as soon as you make your decision, you have to go through all the legal process, because if you don't have a Dominican ID, then you are not able to have bank accounts in the country. Therefore, you cannot have a credit card, a Dominican bank credit card. You cannot apply for any jobs that are like that are formal, because they will ask you for a Dominican ID. You can apply for some jobs, but they usually, since they're hiring people that doesn't have papers, they might pay you a lower wage. So if you want to come here and work, and once you make that decision, I strongly suggest you to get that permit, because otherwise it's going to be kind of hard. For example, there are some things besides the bank things and the job things. There are other limitations. If you want to drive around the country, for example, your license is only valid for 90 days. After that period, then it expires, and you have to get a new Dominican permit, and you will not get it if you don't have the Dominican ID, unless you are a diplomat or something like that. But if you're a regular person just like me, you need to have a Dominican ID in order for you to get your driver's license from the country. The good news is that the Dominican Republic's residency is very, very easy to obtain, relatively. But it's quite easy. There are not a lot of issues or obstacles. It's quite straightforward, the process, so I will break it down here now. Also, the other good news is that you are going to subscribe to the channel to help us grow more and reach more people with this very useful information. Now, number two, what is the legal process in the Dominican Republic to get a residency permit? First, you will need a residency visa, and that you have to obtain it in your country of origin or the country where you're legally living at the moment. You go to the Dominican consulate. I will leave a link in the description with all the details and the process that you need to go through in the consulate or the embassy. It's not a lot of things that they're asking for, so it's most likely proof of income and financial situation and all other stuff like birth certificate and stuff like that. It is very important to mention that this visa cannot be obtained in the Dominican Republic, in the country. You will need to get it in your country, because if you fly here, you'll have to go back to your country to get that visa and then come back here. Once you get that visa, you have 60 days to complete all the paperwork in the Dominican Republic. You come to the country and you have to start the process in migration, which brings us to number 3 or número 3. If you're coming to the Dominican Republic, it might be very useful to learn some things in Spanish, so get on that. Once you come to the country and you have your visa, you have to make one of two choices. You either do the process by yourself, which can be a little bit daunting since you don't know the country and probably you don't speak the language, or you speak it but not fluently, or you can hire a lawyer. If you hire a lawyer, you just need to show up and you give all the papers to the lawyer and you pay. It's about $2,000 right now, and they will do all the process. You just need to show up for the pictures and the signs, and that's it. But you need to be very careful if you decide to hire a migration lawyer, because it's not very common, but you need to be careful who you're hiring. So try to do your due diligence and hire a very trusted big law firm. They're not very expensive. I mean, here they're expensive, but if you're coming from the US or Canada or Europe, they're not that expensive. Now, if you decide to do the process by yourself, like I did, as I said, it could be a little bit daunting, but all the steps are very well described in the website of migration. So I will leave that link also so you can check it out. I will also leave 2 names of 2 big law firms in the country that might help you. They're very big, they're very trusted, everybody knows them, so you won't be scammed by them, so you don't need to worry. You can check with them. If they don't convince you, you can check on your side and find another lawyer. I wouldn't hire a lawyer, but that's me. I speak Spanish, I have been living here for 10 years, so I don't need to hire a lawyer. You probably will have to if you don't want to go with all the process and go in circles and stuff. Número 4 or number 4, once you get your residency ID or your Dominican residency card, then you have to go to Junta Central Electoral, which is an institution that is the one that gives you the Dominican ID, or what is called here cédula, which is an ID. With that, you're able to do whatever everybody does here. For example, you can apply for a job, if you're qualified, of course. You can request a credit card, you can get a driver's license, which is a very simple process. If you bring your driver's license from the United States, you just need to go to your consulate here, to your embassy, and they will request a letter that it's validating that driver's license. With your driver's license from the US plus that letter, you go to Ministerio de Obras Públicas, which is the institution that handles the driver's licenses. You go there with that, you pay your fee, and they will give you a Dominican driver's license easily in one day. It's very simple actually. I did it, it was very fast, just one morning, probably 2 hours, not like going to the DMV, so it's very nice to do that process. Now you're probably wondering, how much am I going to spend in this process? Well, you will spend about $400 in the visa process, and then like $500 getting your first time residency card. Plus the lawyer, if you decide to hire a lawyer, will take about $3,000, but that is a one-time process. Then you have to renew your residency permit every year, and that only costs $500, and that's it, because you have to buy an insurance and you have to pay all the fees. It's a very simple process. The following years you don't need to hire a lawyer because everything is done in the website. You just make a request, fill a questionnaire and upload some documents, and that's it. Then you go and sign, take any picture, and that's it. So I will hire a lawyer for the following years, and after 5 years renewing your residency permit, you can request a permanent residency, which is what I'm going to do next year. And then you can request a citizenship, which I'm planning to do when I have the chance. So I hope you like this video, and please subscribe to support us and help us reach more people to keep growing and giving this useful information about the Dominican Republic. Thank you so much and have an amazing trip. Bye.